What's up, everyone? Justin here, back with a new part 2 of What the Fuck, WWE's ECW brand. This is a new What the Fuck, and I apologize, part 1 I got cut off. I didn't time when the camera was going to cut off, so I got cut off. I'm sorry, but I'm going to make it up in this part 2. In part 1, at the end, when I was cut off, I was talking about December to Dismember. What the fuck? What a mess of a pay-per-view. For an original ECW fan like me, it was a mess. And I was excited about it. But not after the show started. I was not excited. The best thing about December to Dismember, I can only think of two positives. Two positive things that happened. One of them was the Sandman appeared, got a big pop and reaction, and caned the crap out of, I think, Mike Knox, or I think it was Mike Knox. I'm not sure, but Sandman showed up. That was cool because he's an ECW original. Sandman showed up, caned the crap out of someone. I was happy to see that. I popped watching it live. And the other good thing, I guess, is Bobby Lashley won the world title. At least he was a new star, a fresh, younger talent that they were putting over. But what the fuck could get worse after Lashley won the title? Oh my god. WWE's ECW, what the fuck? You would go more downhill. And you would have a lot more what the fuck moments happened like, holy fuck, Vince becoming ECW champion. That was the nail in the coffin for the ECW name. It was already gone. ECW was already dead and buried way before Vince won the world title. The brand already, the third brand, WWE ECW, was already over. It was dead and buried. It couldn't come back. It was on fucking life support. At December to Dismember, after that pay-per-view, is on fucking life support. December to Dismember claimed, I know the buy rate was one of the lowest ever in WWE pay-per-view history. I don't think pay-per-views anymore, WWE pay-per-views, I doubt they even get 50,000 buys because of the network. But December to Dismember claimed they had 90,000 buys. I thought it was more like 70 or 80, I heard, or 60. I don't know. 90,000, I don't know if I believe that. The attendance was pathetic. It was in Augusta, Georgia. Why the fuck go there? Like, why go to Georgia? That was not a ECW town or state. Yes, they did run a pay-per-view there, WrestlePalooza 98, but so what? And ECW was over in just about every state or city they went to. They would sell out and do well. And definitely after 98, and part of 98, 99, 2000, they were selling out just about everywhere for all their pay-per-views. But that attendance for December to Dismember, I think it was like 10,000 seat arena, or 8,000, 6,000, I don't know. But the attendance was 4,800. What the fuck? That's pathetic. And I don't blame the the crowd for not showing up. You did not have original ECW fans were not excited about the brand anymore because you fucking ruined it. So let me get back to December to dismember. God almighty, it was a mess. After the Hardys defeated Eminem, you had Balls Mahoney take on Matt Striker in a Strikers Rules match. I don't even remember what the hell a Strikers Rules match was or is. But Balls Mahoney won. I don't know if he hit Striker the chair. I don't know, but at least Balls won an ECW original. Rest in peace, Balls Mahoney, by the way. Up next, Elijah Burke and Sylvester Terkay. Where the hell is that guy? I don't know where he is. Elijah Burke would go to TNA and become the Pope. The guy's a great worker, I thought. Elijah Burke, damn good worker and really good talker. The young guys, a new breed against the ECW originals, that was not that bad. I enjoyed that because they were pushing younger guys like Elijah Burke, Kevin Thorne. I don't know if Matt Striker was a part of the new breed, I forget, but I don't remember who else was in the new breed. I'll have to look up WrestleMania 23 to find that out. Who took on the ECW originals. So Elijah Burke and Terkay defeated the FBI. ECW originals, great fucking underrated tag team. Little Guido and Tony Mamaluke. They were also with Trinity. About Trinity, again, I said it in part 1. They did not use Trinity enough to her full potential. She was really good in TNA. They should have used Trinity a lot more in WWE's ECW, and they should have used Francine a lot more in ECW original. A great fucking manager when she was in the ECW original. She could talk, she looked good, and she was a great manager. And she could get a fucking ton of heat, could Francine. So, you had Trinity with the FBI. I guess they put her with FBI because she's Italian, I believe. I think she's Italian. She might even be full-blooded Italian. FBI used to do that all the time. It was, if you know what that means, you know what it means. So, up next, we had Daivari, as I said. Daivari with the Great Khali defeated Tommy Dreamer. That was... what the fuck was that? Because Tommy Dreamer got destroyed by the Great Khali, and that was sad to watch, and that pissed me the fuck off. I want to see a ECW original, the innovator of violence, a fucking legend, future Hall of Famer like Tommy Dreamer. I don't want to see him get beat up by the Great Khali, and you had him get destroyed. Then you had Ariel, a mixed tag match. Ariel, who couldn't barely wrestle, she was better than Kelly, but she was still green. Ariel, who, she was a good manager, I guess she was like vampire, I'm not sure. Her and Kevin Thorne were like a vampire gimmick. I don't know, but they fit and they were good together. So Ariel, which what I remember about Ariel is, my God, she had giant tits. She had giant breasts. That's what I remember about her. But she was a good manager, at least. She played her part very well with Kevin Thorne, the vampire. Instead of Kevin Thorne as the vampire gimmick. I liked him better when he was Mordecai. I thought that gimmick was really cool, but they dropped it. So anyways, yeah, Kevin Thorne and Ariel defeated Kelly Kelly and Mike Knox. The match was bad. It was only 7 minutes. A lot of these matches are very, very short. Very short. The whole pay-per-view was short. I'll look it up on the network, a little bit. It was only like, I think 2 hours and like, I don't know, 2 hours, 5 minutes. So now we get to the main event. Bobby Lashley, Big Show, Test, Rob Van Dam, Hardcore Holly, CM Punk. I said it in part 1. What the fuck? Why did you take out Sabu? He should have been in there. And then it was so-called booked as an extreme elimination chamber. It wasn't very extreme at all. It felt like a WWE fucking pay-per-view. Felt like a WWE C show on pay-per-view. I'm not putting down the talent. They worked hard, but seems like Vince or whoever, the show is a mess. Paul Heyman tried to book it. Vince tore up the script and booked it how he wanted it. This was Vince's ECW. And my guy's a bad pay-per-view. One of the worst of all time. Definitely top 5 worst. And I put in AWA in there. They had some really bad Super Clash pay-per-views, and I put in Heroes of Wrestling. That was one of the all-time worst. And December to Dismember, sadly, will go down and be remembered as one of the worst fucking messes of a pay-per-view. So Bobby Lashley wins the ECW World title. Again, good for him. At least he's young, and he looked jacked. He looked like a star, so I didn't really have a problem with it, but I wanted CM Punk to win, or RVD. So now let's talk about, after Bobby Lashley won, he was put on the ECW brand and made his debut on November 14th. He was moved to the ECW brand. So Lashley in the Elimination Chamber defeated Test in a Big Show. He would become the first African American ECW champion. But really it was WWE's ECW. And Lashley, sadly, was a world champion of a third brand that was fucking damaged already. Some more about Lashley. Let's talk about, goddamn, Vince Kennedy. Vincent Kennedy McMahon booked himself to become ECW World Champion. What the fuck was that shit? That was horrible. That was god-awful. That was just the absolute worst. It turned me off so badly. I think I still watched ECW after he won the world title. Vince, I think I still watched out of habit. It's like I don't know, pro wrestling to me, it's a fucking addiction. I can't stop watching it. Even if it gets really, really, really bad and the storylines are shit and the creative's bad, I still get some enjoyment watching it. That's what true fans do. They don't give up on a product and you stay with it no matter how bad or good it is. I watched in 95. When 94, 95, 93, they had a ton of goofy ass fucking cartoon gimmicks, and I still watched and enjoyed what I enjoyed. I enjoyed Shawn Michaels a lot in those dark cartoon years of the new generation. I enjoyed Shawn Michaels. He's my favorite wrestler at the time. I enjoyed Owen Hart, Bret Hart, watching guys like that. So, yeah, Lashley then, after WrestleMania 23, Vince, to throw his power around, Mr. McMahon booked himself and his son Shane and Umaga in a 3-on-1 handicap against Bobby Lashley at Backlash right after WrestleMania. It was for the ECW World title. Lashley against 3 guys. So, yeah. You have... Let me see to get to the finish here. Lashley, Vince, Umaga, after 2 diving splashes from Umaga, Mr. McMahon tagged himself in to the match and pinned Lashley to win the ECW World title. Was put on Vince McMahon. That killed the fucking brand. That was bad. Bad creative. That was pissing on the grave of ECW. Pissing on all the fans of the original ECW to see Vince McMahon. I believe he's in his late 50s at the time. I think. Or 60 years old. I don't know. 61. Who knows. But fucking Vince was the ECW World Champion of a 3rd brand. That was not a good idea. What the fuck? Now, in the Attitude Era, he was WWE Champion, but that worked. That made sense. Because of his Attitude Era. Stone Cold helped Stunner Triple H on SmackDown and put Vince on top of Triple H. That made sense. Because Triple H, Stone Cold hate each other. We're in a feud. Vince winning the ECW World title to be your world champion of a 3rd brand, to have your world champion be Mr. McMahon was a bad fucking stupid WTF moment. Like, why the fuck would you tune in to a 1-hour show on Sci-Fi to see Vince as your world champion? It was so stupid. Vince, I believe, lost the title. Lashley injured his shoulder during the match and damaged his rotator cuff at Backlash, but he would not need surgery. Judgment Day, Lashley defeated Vince, Shane, and Umaga in a rematch after hitting the Dominator on Shane, but Lashley did not win the world title because he did not pin Mr. McMahon. So then, One Night Stand. On June 3rd, 2007, Lashley defeated Vince McMahon in a street fight to win the ECW World title back. So Vince held on to the title for about 2 months. What the fuck? That was horrendous. So now I'm going to talk about... But yeah, after December to Dismember, the brand was dead. And just buried and drowning in the water. The water was above WWE's, ECW's head. It was drowning them. It killed it. It killed it, that pay-per-view. Paul Heyman quit. He got in a huge argument with Vince. He was pissed, I'm sure, about December to Dismember. That wasn't his show. That was Vince McMahon's pay-per-view that he booked. And he did what he wanted. But I thought December to Dismember was so bad and killed the brand. I was wrong. Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon becoming ECW champion. That killed it. That killed it for me. So, yeah, the final WWE's ECW brand lasted 193 episodes. And Vince, you absolutely got away with robbery, and you stole Sci-Fi's money that they let it on from 2008, or not 2008, 2006, the summer, and it lasted till 2011, I believe February. But my God, Vince got paid probably a lot of money for 193 episodes of a brand that was just bad. Not the original. It absolutely failed, and it was a failure, in my opinion. The only good about WWE's ECW, the only good was you pushed, and you had talent that was fresh, new talent that debuted on WWE's ECW. You had fresh talent I was excited to see and watch. Guys like CM Punk, Kofi Kingston, Sheamus. I believe Zack Ryder, I think, debuted in WWE's ECW. He was managed by Rosa Mendez at one point. So that's some. You had other talent like Kevin Thorne. He was Mordecai, but he had a new gimmick. He was a fresh, younger talent. Kevin Thorne, Elijah Burke, Sylvester Terkay didn't really last long at all. He was gone. I don't think he lasted even a year in the company. Another guy that was gone. What was his name? Vladimir Kozlov, whatever his name was. I believe he was a part of WWE's ECW. He was a fresh, new talent. Other guys like Ezekiel Jackson. He was a fresh, new talent in WWE's ECW. So the only good they did was debut and bring in some new talent into the WWE. And they put them on ECW, and they had some good matches. The final show, the final ECW went, the final ECW episode, I'll get it up here for a minute. The matches were the final ECW episode kicked off with Goldust and or Tenzai, what was the guy's name? Yoshi Tenzai, or I think, I forget. He's a very good worker from Japan. Or Tenzu, I forget the guy's name, but Tenzu and Goldust took on Show Miz for the Unified Tag Titles. How is that ECW? It was not. And Tiffany was a GM. I will talk about the GMs for a little bit. Estrada. Estrada was an ECW GM for a short time. I forget his first name. He was a good talker, good manager. Estrada was an ECW GM, then I believe Teddy Long at one point was. And then you had Tiffany become the GM. And Tiffany would do a lot better when she went to TNA and was Taryn Terrell herself. So Tiffany was a GM. Final episode. The final Abraham Washington show. Remember that guy? Yes, I do, and I don't really want to. He's a jobber to me. Mid-card, not even a mid-card. He was like a jobber. He was in FCW before WWE's ECW. They were shutting down FCW, so that was part of, FCW is still going on with WWE's ECW going on. FCW had better talent than WWE's ECW did. FCW had Drew McIntyre, Roman, Seth, Dean Ambrose, Richie Steamboat there at one point. They also had Cassius Ohno. FCW also had Cesaro, Xavier Woods, Big E. They had a ton of talent. Abraham Washington was a good talker, but the guy looked to me like a fucking Ken doll. Especially when he wrestled. When he wrestled, he looked like a fucking Ken doll. He didn't look real. I couldn't buy into him as a wrestler. I never could. Abraham Washington, good talker, but should have never wrestled. I don't know where the hell that guy is, but I hope he's doing well. So then, after the final Abraham Washington show, you had Christian talk about his time in ECW. And Christian was the ECW champ, or I believe. Ezekiel Jackson then took on Christian for the ECW title on the final episode. Tommy Dreamer also was ECW, WWE, ECW champion for, I think, very short time. Or he won a match, and I don't remember. They gave him the world title. I don't know. But let me look up WWE's ECW, if I can find them. So I'm looking up from the network a couple of the episodes. Final episode, as I said, I gave you all the matches and segments. It was February 16th, 2010. William Regal also was in ECW. I believe he's a GM or just a wrestler. I don't know. He's teaming up with Ezekiel Jackson. Kane started appearing on ECW with Christian. Tommy Dreamer, I believe, wrestled Christian and got the world title as like a goodbye retirement gift. I don't know, because Dreamer cut a promo like he's retiring. But he really was still working in talent relations. So I see Benjamin was a part of ECW. Jack Swagger. Heath Slater? No, that's William Regal. Well, Regal, Kozlov, and Ezekiel Jackson were a faction in WWE's ECW. So, Sheamus was there, as I said. I don't even, it's a blur to me. A lot of these episodes I'm looking at from 2009, it's a blur to me. I don't even know what happened. I don't remember. I blocked it out. Christian was the ECW champion, I guess. He was, I know that. But I think he had a long reign. Jack Swagger couldn't talk for shit. I see him cutting a promo next to Tiffany on an episode. Hornswoggle and Finley went to WWE's ECW at one point. The Bella Twins. I think they debuted on WWE's ECW. I'm not sure. Maybe they were on SmackDown too, but I see the Bella Twins on an episode from May 31st, 2009. Mark Henry was on ECW, WWE's ECW. Mark Henry became the ECW World Champion. I believe before he was World Heavy, or after he's World Heavyweight Champion, I don't know. Jack Swagger became ECW World Champion. The midget Hornswoggle is carrying the ECW World title in an episode. I don't know why. And that episode's only 34 minutes. What the fuck? The Boogeyman. Holy fuck. What the fuck? The Boogeyman was a part of WWE's ECW. I see JTG was on an episode. Miz and Morrison were on a lot of episodes. Matt Hardy was a part of WWE's ECW. Matt Hardy was WWE's ECW champion. That was pretty cool. I was happy for Matt Hardy that he was at least a world champ. So where was I up to? 2009? 2008. His Swagger feuded with Matt Hardy at the end of January. 2008 we had, let's see, there's some of the talent. Mark Henry was ECW champion. Kane was the ECW champion. He squashed Chavo Guerrero at WrestleMania 24 really quick to win the ECW title. Alejandro, I think his name, I see Alejandro Estrada. He's in an episode with Teddy Long. Edge was on an episode. CM Punk was on an episode with the Money in the Bank from WrestleMania 24. Punk would go to the main roster and go to Raw, I believe, in 2008. Kyle Delaney, that guy was like the ultimate underdog. He was a part of WWE's ECW. I think that's his name. Ric Flair showed up in 2008. I don't know why. February 19th, 2008, Ric Flair showed up on WWE's ECW to cut a promo. Oh my god. Big Daddy V. What the fuck? Big Daddy V. He was a part of WWE's ECW. And my god, he was really overweight by his time in ECW during his run. Batista came back to WWE's ECW or at the end of 2007. Mr. Kennedy, MVP, were a part of WWE's ECW. So, the best part, I will say before I rip WWE's ECW again, the best part, the new talent that got to debut, the new talent they signed and put them in ECW. CM Punk is ECW World Champion. That was awesome. I liked Lashley as ECW World Champion. Morrison was a good ECW World Champion too. Also, Extreme Expose. Kelly, Layla, Brooke. I enjoyed them because why would I not? They're three hot chicks that were dancing in the ring. Cena, my goodness. John Cena was on an episode of WWE's ECW. That's when you know the ECW name was fucking dead. when they put John Cena on it. It was already dead in 2006 after a Big Show and Batista main evented Hammerstein Ballroom. That was what the fuck? Why? So, bottom line, as I end this part 2, what the fuck, WWE's ECW, the bottom line, when I think of the brand, yeah, it was cool. They pushed some new talent, put talent there that was not being used, like Mark Henry, Matt Hardy, Regal. But when I think of WWE's ECW, this is what I want to do. Just rip it up, crumple it up, and throw it away. So, what the fuck? This was, these 2 parts got me all angry all over again and pissed off that WWE decided to ever bring back ECW. What the fuck were you thinking? Bye for now, everybody. Hope you enjoyed these 2 parts. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will be doing more WTF shows this year about AWA Super Clashes, WCW 2000, and other what the fuck shows that I can't think of. I have them written down somewhere, but there will be more what the fuck episodes sometime this spring or summer, whenever I decide to do them. Bye for now, everybody.